Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to a series that I haven't recorded for in months. It is Joke Weapon Roulette. There is only one game where I actually play, as if Joke Weapon Roulette is a game. I suppose you could call it a game. Where I record Joke Weapon Roulette. There's only one game, and that is the one that I'm playing right now, that is Generations Ultimate. I suppose the main reason why is because most of the weapons that were joke weapons in games prior to this point are also in this game. So if we're going to do, and I struggle to say this, traditional Monster Hunter, it doesn't feel right to call 4th gen traditional Monster Hunter, but sadly, by virtue of comparison, it is now traditional Monster Hunter, I suppose. If I'm going to do Joke Weapon Roulette in a traditional Monster Hunter game, this is probably the game to do it, because they're all here. And I think maybe there are some that are missing. I guess some of the old dummy weapons from the old days aren't around, like the lobster light bow gun and other weird things, but yeah. In spite of that, they're mostly here, so this will be the game where I do Joke Weapon Roulette. I could alternatively, I suppose, do a 2nd gen one in Freedom Unite, because Freedom Unite will have all the joke weapons that were in the series up until that point, including some that were unique to Freedom Unite. So, there you go. Is the High Ninja Sword in this one? Are you talking about the one where you actually fight with your fists? Probably not. High Ninja Sword, what's that? There is something that I consider to be a joke weapon in this game that I haven't actually made, where you have invisible blades, I think. I don't know if they're actually supposed to be invisible, or if there are no blades, but the reality is that you will be fighting the monster with your fists. It's a joke weapon dual blade, and they're pretty weird, but anyway. It's a sword with no shield from 2nd gen. I think it might be. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure at all, but if it's in this game, I probably didn't deem it to be enough of a joke weapon. There are weapons that are probably classed as joke weapons in this game that I haven't made because they're not stupid enough. I find some to be kind of dumb, but not dumb enough, so yeah, I technically haven't made all of them, but I have a pretty reasonable selection either way. And don't apologise for playing Stories 2, Juvenator, it's probably a fine game. I haven't really looked into it at all past the original announcement. But anyway. It's worth mentioning also that I'm now hooked up to Hunsterverse and the streaming thing that they've got going on, where they basically have Hunsterverse players streaming, and they've got like an announcements channel in Hunsterverse, so I don't know if anyone will find this live stream through Hunsterverse. It's not really, it's kind of a passive announcement system in that it sort of auto-updates. It's not like people will receive notifications for me going live or anything like that. But at the very least, maybe some people will join through that, so we will see what happens, but anyway. Oh, so there are noticeable Switch limitations for the demo of Monster Hunter Stories 2. I wonder if it would be worth playing the demo. Don't know if I'd do it on camera, but yeah. I won't even propose the idea because you'd all want that, and I don't know if I'd want that, so I'm going to just leave it in the background for now and see how I feel, but anyway. I just want to see before I begin if it's saying that I am live on Hunsterverse. Don't know how frequently it updates. At the moment it's not updating to say that I'm live, but I believe it's an auto-updating stream bot, and it should update to say that I'm live at some point. I will keep on referring to it, just so that if it doesn't say that I'm live, then I can let Eclipse know. Well, just let him know if anything goes wrong in general, but yeah. Not that that's really of any interest to the VOD viewers, but it is of interest to me, and because I am live right now, I'd like to check to make sure that I'm there. Okay, so I do have a specific armor set that I use for this series, as those of you who have seen this before will be well aware. It's a set that is kind of subject to change, visually speaking. In terms of the skills, I think I'm just going to keep it the way that it is, because it's a pretty good standard use armor set. You can see I've got a high grade earplugs, well, general use, I suppose. High grade earplugs, attack up medium, sharpness +2, and challenger +2. There are no skills in here that are only going to be worthwhile having for specific weapon types. All of these skills here are good for all weapon types. Some might argue that if you've got a shield you don't need high grade earplugs. Fair enough. But you know what, you can still get the benefits of it, so... It's not like that guy in that last 3 Ultimate recording that I did where he had an Awaken Hammer set with Guard Boost. You know, that's kind of what I'm talking about when I'm referring to skills that can only really be used for certain weapon types. That guy needed a crash course on how not to build a mixed set. So... And he was huntering 700 in that game, for fuck's sake. But let's not talk about him. I don't have anything against that guy. He just struck me as being a bit... and it wasn't just the guard boost on the hammer set, there were other things that were going sour in my interactions with that individual, but anyway, let's not dwell on that. I was just reminded of it because that was the most recent example of a person using an inappropriate skill, but regardless, we are not necessarily going to be using the Hammergeddon right now, because I haven't yet spun the roulette, and when I saw the roulette, when I was setting it up here, I was like, oh god, that's a lot of options, a lot of choices, because I'm used to doing like a regular weapon type roulette for my regular recordings. The roulette appearing in my recordings was first a thing in this live stream series that I'm doing right now, but it sort of bled into my regular recordings because I wanted a roulette to decide what weapon type I would use for my regular hunts because it seemed more fun, and it is more fun, so I do that fairly often. But there are a lot more choices for this roulette because it's all the joke weapons that I have, so we're going to bring that up soon. I like how your joke set is much better than my main set. Well, there you go. I have access to a lot more talismans than you do, Autonomic, and that really does make all the difference. The talisman that I have on this set is Hearing +7, Attack +9, which is on the highest, maybe not the highest level, but it's in the upper tier of talismans you can get in this game, so that's why I have a better set than you. Oh, that's good. So if you play the demo of Stories 2, the save file that you make there will actually transfer into the main game. That's what I don't like about demos. It's the fact that you could spend X amount of time in the demo and none of it will carry over into the main game. I hate that because it feels like an isolated experience, and it feels also a little bit like time wasting. You're sort of forced to put all this time into a demo so that you can enjoy the game, but not to receive any other benefit from it. And getting, you know, a few little extra items in a Monster Hunter game just because you've done a demo isn't really good enough in my opinion. In fact, I think people would be more incentivized to play the demo and also, how do I say, give themselves enough time to be well and truly addicted if they knew that their progress in the demo actually carried over into the main game. But I don't know, I'm not Capcom. They obviously don't mind doing it for Stories too, but I don't know about regular Monster Hunter. I think if they really wanted to do a good Monster Hunter demo, they would have the first 10 minutes of the game, and then you can maybe hunt 3 of the basic monsters or something like that. It doesn't even have to be the endgame monsters with, you know, an arena type setup. It can just be the starting monsters, but you get to keep all the rewards that you get from the quest. There's nothing more... to me, it misses the point when you do a hunt in a demo of a Monster Hunter game but you can't carve. You can technically carve but you won't keep any of the items. You know, that's part of the joy of Monster Hunter, it's being able to get materials from the monsters you've killed and make use of them. But the demo doesn't communicate that experience, never has. So I think that was really the biggest issue with Monster Hunter demos, and maybe this Stories 2 demo will herald the change that Monster Hunter demos need in the future, but maybe not. We'll just have to see. That sounds good, Takashi. We will definitely play some 3 Ultimate together. And it's great that I have a bunch of viewers who are willing and able to play 3 Ultimate, because again, the community is so lacking in people these days, so it's really good to have a reliable group to fall back on should the community fail me when I'm live and needing to hunt with people, so that's a good thing. Okay, let's get that roulette up. Ah! Look at all those fucking options. I so wasn't used to it when I first saw it, I was like, holy jumping, Jesus. But, yeah, those are all of my joke weapons. Let's see what we get for our first one. Oh! Heavenly Dangle. Only barely getting the Heavenly Dangle. Because, it was right on with the, well, right, next to the Premium Hairtail Blade, or Premium Hair Blade, I don't fucking know what it's called, but anyway. So, Heavenly Dangle, I think that's the one without an element, isn't it? There are 2 dangles that I have, there were technically 3, but I decided that I'd make one that was status and one that was element, or something like that. Maybe there's a status one that I have, not a... Anyway, let's work this out. So, Heavenly Dangle, which one's that? I was right. It's a raw-based dangle. It's white dangle, basically. Obviously originating from Portable Third, maybe not obviously, maybe some of you don't know. But it originates from Portable Third, and they sucked in that game. They really sucked. I mean, these weapons are not too good, and it's worth mentioning for those who are not aware, some of the joke weapons that I have are actually pretty damn good. Like, they deal a lot of damage, surprisingly good damage, especially in conjunction with this particular armor set. You can see that this armor set gets better with every single weapon that has a triple slot in my joke weapon selection, because any weapon that has a triple slot, I put an attack 5 jewel in to give myself attack up large. So now we're dealing with attack up large, high grade earplug, sharpness +2, and challenger +2. Very heavy damage, and quite frankly, while it does boost the damage of shitty weapons like these, totally unnecessary for other joke weapons, because they're actually pretty damn strong. So, it is the weapon I beat Rise in, you're right about that. Although I would hesitate to say that I beat Rise, I happened to do everything that you could do at that time. The village quests were not complete when I stopped playing Rise, and there was no doubt more to do in the story, so I wouldn't say I beat Rise, but I did all I could, and that was more than what I really wanted to do anyway, so there you go. Pierce +6, Expert 9 is pretty good. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, I beat the original version of the game, we'll say. Okay, so I've got no idea what we're going to be doing. One benefit to this particular joke weapon is that it can be used in any situation. Whereas if I were to get a fire element joke weapon, I could always be faced with a monster that is totally resistant to fire, and it becomes very awkward at that point, but that's just one of the, I guess, downsides to this series, one of the downsides to this little style of play. I guess I could always override the decision of the roulette if I wanted to. Like, if it were a really serious hunt, I would spin the roulette until I got something that could at least deal some damage. But, I don't know. Would that be in the spirit of this series? I don't know. But the reason why I would want to do that is not about my experience. I'd be concerned about the experience of, say, the people that I'm hunting with. You know, I wouldn't want to jeopardize the hunt or anything like that. Can we all take just a moment to realize that Juvenator is hunt rank 543? Wasn't he like hunt rank 200 a month ago? This guy's been playing way too much of this game. I got a new deviant armor, he says, to 2 people who don't know him from a bar of soap. But, anyway. Yes. You know, Juvenator, just talk in the chat, my god. Instead of talking to people who don't even know you. They're probably like, okay, nice work, guy that I've never met before. But yes, I see that you have full Hellblade. Nice work. What have we got on the board? Hyper Nibble Snuff. Okay. I don't mind that. At least I'm not using a fire weapon, huh? Or something that would be inappropriate. I'd like to still eat 4 Exchanger if I can. If I can. If I could. Was that it? No, must be hallucinating. No, I thought, again, Explorer, when you just get a brief look at it, does look like Exchanger, but it's not. It's definitely not. Huh. It's good to be back though. I had about a 3-day break or something like that. Which in Twitch terms is enough to fucking unsub, never watching you again, Doomlink. I need you here every day. Hey, guess what? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. But anyway, that's another story for another day. And it looks like we're going to have to deal with something that's not Exchanger. I'll take that. Hello, Inten. Keep talking in game, it's funnier that way, if you say so. I guess technically, well, no, people wouldn't be able to see it any easier here as VOD viewers than if you typed in the chat, because you can't see either. You can't see the in-game chat and you can't see the Twitch chat. So there you go. Well, thank you, Takashi. You can't even unsub anyway, I just say it as a joke. Okay. I guess you'd have to say, I'm not resubbing. I don't get enough entertainment out of you. Okay, I'll just sell my soul for your entertainment. You bastard. Oh, thanks for the ping, whoever is pinging. I do have Oracle, so that's always nice. Yeah, the Dangors are probably not, well, I guess maybe someone would consider them joke weapons still, but I think people are quite desensitized to them now. They were very silly back in Portable Third, but now people just take them for granted as, oh yeah, Dangors. You know, we fucking eat them in Rise now, so yeah, what's so funny about Dangors on a stick, dude? Well, I don't know. They're joke weapons to me, so they're in the roulette. And of course I did make the vast majority of the weapons specially for this set, or specially for this series, because I don't really deal in joke weapons. I am spending enough time making weapons that I actually want to use for hunts effectively, much less joke weapons, so yeah, it wasn't until I actually decided to do this series that I made most of these weapons. And when I say most, I mean all but maybe 1 or 2. And I can't even think of what those 1 or 2 weapons are. I don't know what I would have had before. I don't want to put down a bomb, I couldn't be bothered. Oh, Juvenator's straight down with the bomb. Did he swallow it? Oh no, Juvenator must have been hit before the... Oh, never mind. No, I think Juvenator was hit before he could place down the bomb and then someone else placed a bomb. Using the standard I set up us a bomb as opposed to I set us up a bomb. Because some dick can't speak English in the translation team. Oh dear, that's a rather cinematic way to get killed while sharpening. Well, not killed, get hit. Let's not be dramatic, Doomling. No one was killed yet. That's a regular bomb. You know, to be honest, the effect is the same, whether it's a regular barrel bomb large or a barrel bomb L+. Obviously the difference is the damage dealt by the bomb itself. But if you're purely going for the effect, it's fine to use a regular one. Of course, another technique you can use is throwing a sonic bomb on the bomb itself. It will not detonate the bomb, but it will bring Nebelsnarf to the bomb. It will swallow the bomb as he comes out and then it will explode. So that's always worth talking about, or worth mentioning, worth talking about. As if we're going to have a discussion about it. No, I mentioned it, and that's good enough. You can see that my hunter ants here are not in any way related to a specific weapon type, because I don't have time for that crap. Don't have time for that crap. You think I'm going to change my hunter ants every single hunt? No thank you. So I just use standard hunter ants that can be used with all weapon types. Arisen Phoenix I almost never find the occasion to use. I suppose if I had taken a lot of damage and wanted to remove poison or something like that, I'd use Arisen Phoenix. Or if there was an annoying blight that I had and I had health to recover. I think that's how it works. I think it gives you health recovery and also removes any status ailments or blights or whatever. And absolute readiness is obviously a better version of absolute evasion. And I mention these things for the reason that I never use these hunter arts normally. This has not been a good hunt. I don't know why, I just haven't been able to get many hits in. I've just been standing here. There you go. That'll cause him to explode, eventually. Come on. Come on. Here you go, it took forever. I'll fish him. Oh no, looks like Juvenator's doing the fishing too. Which I don't believe speeds it up. I think it's just the first person who ends up reaching the bar will fish out the monster, and we all have our own bars of progress. Something like that. Something like that. That's what logic tells me. That would be the most logical explanation to how that works. Got a shiny here. Autonomic, you are welcome to join. By the way, if you ever ask me a question and I didn't answer it, you were not ignored. And I've had people think that that is a call that is going to be silenced. Oh, maybe it's the same bar in this game. In previous games it was a different bar for each person, but it seems in this game it is one bar for all people fishing. Which I suppose would mean that if more than one person is fishing, then the monster will be fished out faster. But yeah, you're welcome to hunt, I suppose, if we can get a group together. I would have to find a turns room, I suppose. Oh. But yeah. Oh, someone's being fished out. Someone is doing the fishing. My commentary today is not normal, in case you haven't noticed. Anyway. Another weird day for Doom Link. There goes a bomb. Rather lovely. Okay. So I suppose we'll go and follow Nibblesnarf. Hopefully he's almost dead. Although I feel like I haven't been hitting him too frequently. I've been hitting him frequently, just not as frequently as I would like to. Doesn't feel like I'm quite as aggressive as I should be. But again, sometimes I just have to sit here and wait for him to stop being out of the sand. Probably line up with the bomb if he's going to go again. Yes, he is. Oh! That's me, you know, adding to the experience for those of you who are watching. That was the actual sound of a Nibblesnarf swallowing a bomb. I channeled it, you see. Alright. Whoa, what is happening with the... Oh, that's what's happening with the camera. There's an Apsaros. So I thought I was hallucinating. I'm thinking, why does it feel like my camera is moving on its own? And then I realized, oh, there's an Apsaros who's really close to me, or close to my camera view, and so it was doing weird shit. But it was it was almost like I was, dizzy, like sort of unsteady, and there's a different word that I'm looking for there, but whatever, you know what I mean. Queasy? I'm not sure. But the point is that I thought I was going crazy. Someone else is doing the fishing. Here you go. This thing's taken a few hits, but I suppose it is hyper, isn't it? Yes, indeed. Okay. Yeah. I suppose I'll return that call. It won't take too long. But what we'll do is we'll probably set up a room, if Autonomic's still around. Well, I don't think I've played with Autonomic in this game yet, because he only recently got to G rank. Only HR 9 with no G rank armors out. Okay. We'll do that. We'll just keep it to simple G rank stuff, I guess. No EX deviants, please, Juvenator. Not with this guy. But I'll make a room. And I'll give it a stupid name. In the spirit of this set. I love watching his little legs. And kicking around as he's flying through the air. It's very appropriate with this armor set. Okay. So, with that, I'm going to make that room, and then I'm going to make a call. Won't be a lengthy one. There's a child yelling outside, I'll give him something to yell about. And, yeah, go create a hub. What should I call it? I've got a few names that are popping into my head, but they're all quite immature. Not that there's going to be a mature, funny room name that I'd come up with, but I'll just call it Haunt. How about that? Not particularly funny, but, you know, we're here to haunt, so let's just do that. I was about to set the HR minimum to 13, that would not work. So, no HR minimum. I'll have quest type be, I don't know. Ew, not Prowler, because I will get Prowlers joining if I put quest type as Prowler. So let's just keep it low key, just any haunt. And, yeah. Nice and simple. Okay. I will be back in maybe less than, well, definitely less than 5 minutes. Probably 3 minutes. I am back. Starting to get a little dark, isn't it? I don't know, it's fluctuating. But we have not had a person join my haunt room. Apparently, no one has been starstruck by my awesome HR and has joined to see what the haunting is all about. Oh, look at that. Sekai. Hello. Probably not a school days reference, but look at this fucking person. You're gonna get a... I don't care who you're named after. I couldn't give a shit. But as soon as that quest goes up, you're out, buddy. We don't play that game around here. If I put up my quest first, he'll do it. You put up your quest first, you'll be looking for another room, dickhead. Absolute clown. I can't say clown anymore because that's actually been picked up. Everyone's calling everyone clowns now. Don't know if you've noticed internet vernacular, but as soon as something takes hold, everyone has to say it. Oh, it's part of my vocab now. So I have to stop saying it. But, yeah. Basically, I don't play that fucking game where some guy joins and tries to post the quest as soon as possible, like he's scrambling. Figuratively speaking, he's basically scrambling, throwing things around, like practically diving over the desk. Oh, post quest. You can get out, actually, is what you can do. Anyway, I don't see why a person would play like that. But anyway, I am probably going to post quests that would be appropriate for us to do. And I'm happy to do quests that people have that an HR 9 with no G-rank equipment would be able to do. But, oh, we've got another HR 9. The reason why... Okay, let me make this very clear. I don't really want to do key quests in this series for one particular reason. There was a time when I would do HR 9, 10, 11 key quests, or 10, 11, 12, I don't know how it works, but I was doing key quests in this series because I didn't want to bring crappy loadouts that would jeopardize the speedy completion of an actual HR 13 and above hunt. So as a result, I've done all the key quests on camera multiple times, and it's kind of boring. So I'm not going to be doing key quests here, which is kind of why I hesitated to bring Autonomic on board, because I thought he might have gone through a little bit more hiring, but yeah. That's why I'm not really open to that here. But we can do maybe Raytheon, but Gabe is probably going to... I like how I said that if I put Prowler, I'll get Prowlers in here, but it happened anyway. But we're going to spin the wheel, see what we get, and then Cyanotor. You want to do Cyanotor? Okay. I'll be using the most toastiest mittens, and ice is not really appropriate. Oh, Cyanotor armor good. Well, I don't... You know what, whatever. Let's just do Raytheon. Or I'll pick a monster who's weak to ice. That would be sensible, seeing as though I am going to be using ice weapons. You can see that they are indeed mittens, and they're quite silly. There are a lot of joke dual blades. Don't expect only dual blades, though. There are a lot of others as well. Okay, so what's weak to ice around here? Has the Prowler left yet? Okay. No, is the answer. Who's weak to ice around here? I'm just going to probably accept the first. Well, I guess Ketchuwacha is a little weak to ice, I think. Just think it's ice and water. I think Najrala's weak to ice, isn't he? Huh. I think Najrala's weak to ice. No, that's fine, then I don't mind. Was technically tempted to do Macau and Volvidon, but it's going to be done so quickly. Did this guy post? Yeah, he posted anyway. Well, let's see what he's got on the board. Is it something I've done a million times before? No. Not necessarily, but I don't want to do Volvidon because he's too bloody easy. I've got a full team here. Rejuvenator's going to roll over anything that we hunt, so... Let's find something... I mean, again, I don't want something too hard because... Autonomic doesn't have a set. I'm between a rock and a hard place, and the hard place has spikes on it. That's what it feels like at the moment. Ooh. Oh, there are some hyper monsters that we could do. If you do, is there a hyper Volvidon? Does that exist? I don't think it does. I don't want to have to keep checking that bloody chat. Could do Lavazioth, but he's weaker to... You know, who cares? I'll hunt whatever. Doesn't even have to be weak to ice. Fuck me. Alright, let's do Hyper Congalala. How about that? Trial by fart. This recording's a bit of a fart at this point. Okay, let's look for the usual. I won't even say what it is because I'm sick of saying it. Okay. Apparently not in there. Let's check in here. I'm a little hard pressed to find Exchanger these days. Oh, well, fuck me sideways, huh? Huh? Guess we'll go with, Actually, I think Congalala is weak to ice, isn't he? Isn't he? He's weakest to fire, maybe. No, maybe he's weaker to... Well, he's definitely weaker to fire. Maybe he's not weak to ice after all. I don't know. I was just looking through a list of monsters and most of them didn't look like ice-weak monsters to me. So, yeah, I decided to go with whatever. And this is what I'm going with. So our damage is going to be 320 with 10 ice. So it's not a big deal. It's not like I'm mostly dealing elemental damage. There are some elemental weapons that I have that deal mostly elemental damage. For instance, the Premium Hair Tail Blade, or whatever it's called. That is mostly water damage. With a bit of raw. It's something like 270 raw and 60 water. Something within that region. So, yeah. He takes 15 ice. Well, that's better than nothing. That's better than nothing. I don't mind that. So, probably a tertiary weakness, or maybe even a secondary. Maybe even a secondary. He looks so red in this game, doesn't he? I mean, it's not just the effect on the... Oh, he's already fucking farted on me and the fight just started. I forgot that he farts when he roars in this game. But yeah. It's not just the effect of the hyperform. You know, I'm actually already feeling the effects of playing Monster G. I've been playing Monster G recently. I'm actually going to stop and start with Monster 1, the Japanese version, so that and there's a long explanation as to why. But I'm already feeling the effects as I play here, because I naturally, out of habit, went to use the claw on this controller. And the only reason why I was doing that is because you have to use the claw in PS2 Monster Hunter. So I'm already feeling the effects, and you know, I haven't spent all that much time doing Monster Hunter G. But it's great. I've been snooping around Mindguard on the private servers. It's really great. I'm so glad that they've got that organised, because that's something I can really enjoy. There's a lot of joy to be had in Mindguard these days. It's got a real rustic feel to it. And it's unique as well. It has that real... It's got a real Monster Hunter feel to it, but not many people have been able to experience that. The closest I've ever been is Locklack. All the stationary console Monster Hunter games with a real city or town to visit really do give you an online Monster Hunter experience that you can never really get elsewhere. They tried to do it again with World. They're trying to do a lot of things in World that hadn't been seen since Try, and Try was doing what the other stationary console Monster Hunter games were doing in the, you know, Alpha Team Monster Hunter games, basically. But, you know, it didn't really work because it's world, unfortunately. But, that's alright. But I will be starting with the Japanese Monster Hunter 1 for the reason that one downside, currently at least, to the Monster Hunter G servers is that there are no event quests. And we don't have access to all quests in general. There's no real access to Crimson Fatalis or Kidding in the Monster Hunter G servers. Which means that I need to get those materials in Monster Hunter 1 first. Because in Monster Hunter 1, even though that is a high rank game, you do have access to G rank level weapons and armor for certain monsters, such as Kidding. How did that still fucking hit me? You've got to be joking. For monsters such as Kidding and Fatalis. You can actually get G level stuff in those games that can be carried over to Monster Hunter G, provided you're playing the Japanese version. And it turns out that there is actually an English patch for the Japanese version of Monster Hunter 1. So I will start off by playing Monster Hunter 1 in the Japanese version, then once I have worked on that character to the point where I feel that I'm not going to be disadvantaged by the lack of quests available in the current state of the Monster Hunter G servers, I will return to G. Return in the sense that I have already started, but, yeah, I haven't done all that much. I've only done like 2 star levels of the offline quests, so it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. But I would definitely like to really get into PS2 Monster Hunter. It's very awkward to play at first, in terms of the control scheme, because it's just so strange. But you do get used to it over time. You do get used to analog stick controls. And when I say that, like even in this situation right here, I'm doing the claw with the camera because that's what feels natural. Having played PS2 Monster Hunter recently. But the funny thing is that using your analog stick to swing your weapon around, which is ridiculous, but that's what you have to do, that starts to feel comfortable after a while. At first it's just wrong, it's just fucking wrong. And in concept it's also ridiculous. It's both the feeling of it initially and the concept, and you just sit there going, why the fuck would they have done this? But it's alright, you do get used to it, shockingly. I wasn't expecting to get used to it, but I did. You really like the PS2 controls for some weapons? Yeah, I've only experienced it for Sword and Shield, and even for Sword and Shield I've gotten used to it. I would say that it would be easy with Greatsword. Greatsword would be very simple to use that with. But in the case... oh, that's not good at all. I'm fucking poisoned and smelly. Hopefully he's gonna die soon, my god. Oh, that's right. Silly me. Look at what I've got. Here I am going, oh no, I'm poisoned and smelly. Well, guess what? Guess what? Arisen Phoenix. Good mount. But yeah, I'd say for... I wonder what it's going to be like for Hammer. I've got no idea what it's going to be like for Hammer. That's going to be very odd. But, whatever. And I do use a bit of Hammer in first gen. You know, some people would realise that Hammer can't KO in first gen for obvious reasons. The reasons being that there is no KO system. Or the reason being, but I enjoy it as a weapon on offer. There aren't all that many weapons, you have to realise. I mean, this is pre-second gen. Weapon types such as gun lance, hunting horn, bow, those were second gen, so you've got less choice. So you have to use all the weapon types, otherwise you'll get bored. At least for me, anyway. And one of those weapon types on offer is Hammer, and Hammer is fun. Amidst the incredible rigidity of first generation Monster Hunter, there is some joy to be had using Hammer, absolutely. And there will be a time when I'll be bringing to you guys a lot of first and second gen Monster Hunter. It's not happening at the moment for a few reasons, but there will be a point in the future where I will probably mostly do first and second gen Monster Hunter, and maybe not all of you would want to see that. I do realise that my Freedom Unite stuff, if I ever record Freedom Unite a lot, it doesn't get the same sort of viewership that this game does, or even 3 Ultimate. So I think people are a little less interested in that, but you know what, I don't really care, because I'm actually more interested in 1st and 2nd gen than this generation of Monster Hunter. But this is what's easy to record, and I do still enjoy recording this, so therefore I will be doing this often, and I will be continuing to do this often. But when it comes to Monster Hunter in 3rd and 4th generation, I would say that in the future the game that I'll play most often will probably be Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Because 4 Ultimate really hasn't appeared too much on my channel. It definitely has appeared, without a doubt, but I have a perfectly functional character in 4 Ultimate to play the game with that you guys have barely seen, and yet I don't really record much of it for the channel, which is a shame. So I'd like to do that, and I'd enjoy that as well. It all comes down to my PC setup for recording, which will be worked on in the future, most certainly. Most certainly. So, he should be dead any moment, because he has been limping. Obviously not doing as much damage as I possibly could be here. I am using rather silly weapons right now. But they're not super weak. Oh, I'm sitting at 340 with Challenger plus 2, which is good to know. With presumably 30 affinity? 15. Okay. Does it reflect the affinity increase when you have Challenger in effect? I thought it was more than 15%. But maybe it's not, maybe it's just 15. I don't know. I thought it was 30% affinity and attack up large, but maybe it's only 15%, which would make more sense. I mean, 30% affinity plus attack up large? That would be pretty crazy, but I felt like that's what it used to be. I don't know. You know, one thing I don't like is the fact that they chose not to bring back the subspecies, so they instead gave the special abilities of the subspecies to the regular one. Like, breathing fire is not a Congalala thing, that's an Emerald Congalala thing. But because Emerald Congalala isn't in the game, they just decided to give the regular Congalala the ability to breathe fire. And I don't think that's unique to the Hyper version, I think that's the regular version of Congalala here. And I don't like that shit. I can live with it being done for Laggy, because there's no need for Ivory Laggy in a game where there's no underwater. So, therefore, it makes sense to update regular Laggy to have Ivory Laggy's moveset and abilities, etc, etc. But not in the case of fucking Congalala. There's no need for that, so I don't agree with it. The medium bowgun Juvenator was something that came along with bowguns being customizable in 3 parts: stock, frame, and barrel. So obviously the stock was the end of the gun, the barrel was, well, you could say end in both cases. The barrel was obviously the barrel, the point of the gun that's closest to the enemy. And then the stock of the gun is what you use to control recoil, that's what will go up against your shoulder. And then the frame is the centerpiece of the bowgun. In Monster Hunter Tri, you could actually combine bowguns together in that way. So let's say you had, for example, a Rathalos barrel, a Genmoran frame, and a Giganox stock. Well, maybe I'll mention a more familiar monster, let's say Laggy stock. That would either, I think that would be a medium bowgun, what I just mentioned. It could also, no, I think with a Gen frame, that would be a heavy bowgun. But the point is that what mostly dictates the size of the gun is the frame used, but I think there's like a weight aspect to it. I can't remember it clearly because it was only for one game and it was a long time ago, but I think mostly it was dictated by the frame. You had light, medium, and heavy frames. And then sometimes bowguns would go into heavy if you used really heavy pieces with a heavy frame. But basically, medium bowgun is the same as light bowgun. It's just a heavier, more damaging bowgun, but is used in the same way as light bowgun. So light bowgun would usually only be used for status sets. If you wanted to use a gun that wasn't heavy bowgun but deal good damage, medium bowgun was the way to go. But whether you ended up with light or medium sometimes depended on the sort of shots that you wanted to shoot, because every individual piece of that bowgun is going to have different shots that you can shoot. So your barrel will have certain shots it can shoot, your stock will have certain shots that it can shoot, and when it all combines into one bowgun, you'll have that one bowgun be able to shoot all the combined shots that each of those individual pieces can shoot. So, that was the way they did it. And I can't explain it worth a fuck, unfortunately, because apparently I'm not having a good day for explaining things, but yeah, that's my best effort today that I can give you. I will probably keep doing hyper monsters because, quite frankly, I don't think I would subject you guys to hyper Plesioth, but could do hyper. Let's do hyper Zamtrios might be a bit much. I'm going to see what my next weapon is. I'm going to actually say no to that, because I had a Dangor very recently. Okay. That's the 5-star silver pot. I think that's the elemental one, isn't it? Or is it the obsidian pot that's elemental? We're about to find out. I think the... No, I think the silver one is actually the raw damage weapon. I have 2 cooking pots. And I think this one is the non-elemental one. Let's see. So, it's a status one. So, mostly raw, but I guess you could get some use out of the sleep. It's kind of a low sleep value, but it's enough. It's not my lowest sleep value weapon, actually. Juvenator's also got a joke weapon out. But I don't have that one in the roulette. I have the one that doesn't have the emblem over the top of the pizza, because I feel that that detracts from the joke weapon nature of the weapon. You can't see the pizza all that well. Actually, let's do Hyper Hermitol. That'd be good. During this hunt, we'll have to watch out for the sleep, because it will come eventually. Probably 5 minutes into the hunt. Something like that. I've got Exchanger with Unlucky Cat. Can I get it without Unlucky Cat? No. I have 2 cases of food where it has Unlucky Cat and Exchanger. That's awful. Okay, we'll take it. No, we'll take it. But yeah, there are 2 pizza axes in this game. And that one, unfortunately, covers a lot of the pizza with some weird chef's emblem, cat chef emblem. Okay. So this obviously is as much of a joke weapon as you could possibly get. It's literally a big, well, sort of like a big frying pan / wok with a handle with stuff in it. It's not empty. There's food in it. It's pretty good. Killing monsters with food, indeed. Come on, cat. Hamon is his name. So notable. Hyper Hermitol. Well, this is from the guild mom, actually. I have her in my room. You know, there's a weird thing with the guild mom that I didn't know about until somewhat recently. The guild mom has a thing, and when I say a thing, I mean like a sexual thing, I think, for Brachydios. She wants to marry Brachydios. Now, why Capcom thought that would be funny, I don't know why. I've got no idea. It's not very funny. It's kind of dumb and unrealistic, but it's a thing. There's a quest that she gives you in 4 Ultimate, where she wants to deliver a love letter to Brachydios. And it's dumb. But people have picked it up and done fan out of it. Like, I think there was one that I saw with Guildmam on the back of a Brachydios wearing a wedding dress. It was just, it's fucking stupid. That sounds hot, says Juvenator. If you say so. I mean, if that's what you're into, but... I know of people who actually used to like Guildmam and don't anymore after finding that out. I guess I like her a little less. I don't dislike her, but I do like her a little less. But I look at it less as being the character and more as Capcom making a stupid joke. So, you know. There's such a thing as a headcanon. And that might be the only way you can save your personal image of the Guildmam. I forgot her name though, I don't want to call her Guildmam, I don't like that name. I think Guildmam, like Mom, is just weird. Feels like it would be appropriate for someone who's a bit older than her. She's still fairly young, I think. But, she does have a name, she has an actual name, but I've forgotten it, unfortunately. Space can be made for you, yes. I don't feel bad for the cat. I mean, the cat can just wonder why they suddenly disconnected. The cat's alright though, like the cat's not trying to post their own quests or anything like that. So I don't have too much against the cat, but I will. Can you fucking leave me alone? Managed to grab the cat there. As far as actually getting a KO in this hunt, I'm not really holding my breath on that one. This bastard's moving around a lot. See, it's hard to... Oh, there we go, that's asleep, guys. If any of you notice it, then good job, but no, I didn't think so. It's actually not clear with a crab either. Because the crab just... I don't know, if you see anything that's unusual with the way the crab's moving, just watch to see what's going on. Oftentimes it can be something like asleep. That's alright. God damn it. Being flinched right in front of the head. No KO for Doomlink because Juvenator's on the charge blade. Although, he will help with dealing KO damage. There you go, he took my fucking KO, this guy. And I can't even get to the fucking head. I mean, this is brilliant, isn't it? I am actually dealing damage with this hammer, you know. It might be silly looking, but it does deal something. So, just thought I'd let you know. Just thought I'd let you know. In fact, I will check to see what damage it's doing. It is currently doing 335, which isn't too bad. You know, that's G rank appropriate. Now I'm actually going to see if I'm coming up as live in Hunsterverse. Am I still not coming up as live in Hunsterverse? What the fuck is going on? This is very odd. I mean, I could always let Eclipse know now. I don't know if he's awake. Probably is. Probably is. Let me first see if I'm still linked. S? Check. Oh, look at Dick. Let's check. Tranquilestia. So, I've been live for how long? An hour? That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Who's sticking around messing around with it? Is the monster still in this room? This monster is still here. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't know, it's because my TV volume is kind of low, so... Yeah, it turns out the monster's still here. I thought he left. I don't know why I thought he left. It looked like he was walking in some direction away, so I thought he was getting ready to leave. It was not what was happening. No, I mean, I want to work out why I'm not showing up as live on the Hunsterverse fucking bot. Not sure. I know it sort of auto-updates, but once every hour? That's a bit shitty. And I don't think that's what it is. I think for some reason it's just not showing me as live. I just want to get it fixed during this live stream. You know, I don't want to do several live streams where it's not working. I'm not really banking on much traffic coming from Hunsterverse, let me tell you. But I'd like to get it working. So, yeah. Especially when I'm doing Monster Hunter stuff. The annoying thing about the Hunsterverse thing is that I can't not be shown as live when doing non-Monster Hunter stuff. So, I'd very much like to, at the very least, be live with the Monster Hunter stuff that I'm doing right now. If you know what I mean. So, yeah, we'll see. Can't believe this thing's not dead. Though I guess look at my food. Yummy, yummy. Ready for some breakfast? Hermitor? That sounds good, Vernon. We'll get you in. Get ya in. Good thing about hammering a crab is that even though they're swinging their claws around, it's not enough to actually flinch you, surprisingly. It doesn't take much to flinch a hammer user when they're doing a triple pound, but even the attacks of a Hermitor or a Cyanitor are not enough. So, that's pretty good. I will actually ping Eclipse. I'll spam ping him, I'll be like, what the fuck you do? Imagine being that guy. No, I'll just, well, I better check the bot before I ping him. Yeah, it's still not showing as live. Okay. That's alright. I can live with it. But I would like to get it fixed, if possible. But yeah, that was funny. I was basically just hanging around in that room with the monster. Totally ignoring it. 100% ignoring it. I knew that people were sticking around in the room with me, but I thought they just didn't want to follow the monster while I wasn't hunting, but no. Turned out the monster was still there. Thought they were swinging their weapons around for fun. Turns out they were hunting a monster. Of course, I couldn't hear the sound of the music, so because my TV volume's kind of low. But, yeah. That's what was happening. Sure, Vernon, I will take that, thank you. I appreciate charity. And you are welcome to join right now. Goodbye, Hamon. I apologise for not communicating with you about the fact that you were going to be kicked, but I guess I'm just not a nice guy. I guess I don't go out of my way to explain these things to people. Now it's possible that the system that is in place for Hunsterverse live notifications is actually interrupted by the fact that this is a mature stream. It's possible. I'm just thinking of possible reasons why it wouldn't be working. That's possible. But I think mature streams would be allowed for the reason that they're not going to be able to watch it without confirming that they are willing to watch a mature stream, you see. So, yeah. That would bypass any issue that they would have with me streaming to immature people on Hunsterverse. People who, oh, I guess we could say minors, I don't know. The only reason why I'm rated, well, rated, The reason why this is a mature stream is because I consume alcohol, and by Twitch's terms of service, or whatever that would fall under, I have to set the live stream to 18 and above. Now, I don't mind that, because at the end of the day, if someone's under 18 anyway, they're just going to watch it. It's not going to stop them. I don't think kids these days are different now than they were in the past. You just fucking watch it anyway. It doesn't make a difference. So it's just to save Twitch's ass, and I do this to save my ass. So if some under 18 aged person wants to watch this live stream, hey, go for it. I'm not going to stop them. Well, there you go then. That's what it's about. And I don't really worry too much about being a bad influence necessarily. I think definitely certain people shouldn't consume alcohol, without a doubt. But I can't be held responsible for what other people do because they saw me do it. And this goes back to, you know, even the days of the Beatles, when it was publicised by the media that they did drugs, you know. They never went out saying, oh, we do drugs, it's great, ha ha. That was the media who were putting that out there, so... You know, but I guess you wouldn't really necessarily compare that, because it's not like the Beatles were on stage doing drugs in front of people. Whereas I'm here drinking alcohol in front of people, so not quite the same. But still, I'm not necessarily saying people should do it. And I can't be held responsible for what people choose to do, based on what I'm doing. What was the weapon that we're using? I don't think I selected one, did I? For this next recording. Sorry for taking so long. I was going to check the cat that I'd received, that's what I was doing. Saber-tooths. Those are the knife and fork dual blades. I've basically only been getting dual blades, except for this one hammer that I got. But that's alright. Again, a lot of the joke weapons are dual blades, and this is another example of dual blades that can be used in any situation. So that's pretty good. Unfortunately, sharpness plus 2 doesn't work, because this is already topped out in terms of its sharpness. Alright. What the hell am I doing? That's right, checking cats. I can check. I think I can select palicos like this, and then C. Should be the most... Is it Tassie? What is the name of the cat? Is it Tassie? It does have piercing boomerangs. They all have piercing boomerangs, or a lot of them do. So maybe that's not the one. It is Tassie? Okay. Why would it be insane piercing damage specifically? Can you... Proficient with melee attack. And ranged attack. No, it doesn't look like it has the skills. Oh, maybe I need to... Oh, I see. I need to equip the skills. Excuse me. So they're not auto-equipped. You actually need to learn... Well, equip the learned skills, right. So if I go here, yes, I can see. Cool. But yeah, thanks for that. Alrighty. So with the saber-tooths in hand, I'm happy to work on armor for Autonomic if he... has something in order that he would like to do. If he has something on the mind that he'd like to do. You don't think it has the skills you taught it? Well, these skills are not default skills. So I'm not sure why it would have different skills to whatever you had. That would be strange, so let's check that again. What skill specifically were you talking about? If you can remember the name. Let's check. So, Tassie, the skills that I've got, I may as well go through them. Are attack up S, handicraft attack up L, extend fury, iron hide, extra bomb blasts, health up small, non-stick fur. Yeah, there's nothing that relates to pierce damage from what I can tell. It doesn't have Boomerang Pro. That's very weird. Why would that not carry over? Unless you gave me the wrong cat. Check your Tassie and just make sure that that's the one with Boomerang Pro. Not sure what you mean by the other skills list. I've got, yeah, so... These are moves. This is Furious, Piercing Boomerangs. All this business, big boomerangs. You say support moves, but... No, I think... The only things that I can go through are... Oh, this is support, right. So it's not Boomerang Pro that you're talking about. Yes, you can give cats. You've always been able to give cats, Juvenator. Right, going right back to Freedom Unite. There was a problem back in the Freedom Unite days of hacked cats. People used to randomly go into the guild halls. I think it was more of an issue in X-Link Kai, I think. But I believe it was also present in Ad Hoc Party. People would go around and just give people cats, and they were hacked cats that would one-shot monsters. It was ridiculous. Some of these didn't transfer over, okay. That is really dumb, I agree. Yeah, Exio, it was a serious problem. Like, people were just receiving these cats that could deal ridiculous damage to them. I didn't want to do that. Fuck off, Tassie. I appreciate that you were given to me, but you can fuck off, thank you. Get out of here. Can I remove you? Button to remove. There you go. Select it again, Doomlink. But, yeah, hacked cats were a thing, for sure. My brother used to use a hacked cat in Freedom Unite. Was it his own hacked cat, or did he receive it? That's the question. Is he the guy who was going around giving people hacked cats? Fucking bastard. He ruined the experience for a lot of people. I'm not saying it was him, but I'm just saying that he received it. There were probably a few people going around making hacked cats, but people were getting a lot of hacked cats. It was stupid. I never got one, and I didn't want one. In fact, I might have gotten to the point where if someone gave me a cat, I refused it. I think that might have happened. I can't say for sure, because when it was happening, I wasn't playing online all that much. I was mostly playing Freedom Unite solo, because I couldn't get into hunts that could last without me disconnecting most of the time in Ad Hoc Party, but, you know, I did hunt online every now and again. And, yeah, I might have actually just refused cats that were given to me for that reason. But usually you would receive cats that would have good food for your kitchen. That was always good. But in terms of hacked cats, yeah, a bit of a different story. So you need... Oh. I regret to say, Autonomic, that Carapace doesn't really narrow it down for me. I don't know what armor you're using, so... Yeah. What monster are we hunting? I can see that Stygians and Ogres in there. Oh, Cyanotaur Carapace. That's pretty odd. You need Carapaces for a G-rank set. Okay. Well. Is there... I reckon we can do a hyper high rank Cyanotaur. We're definitely not doing a standard Cyanotaur. That's not happening. No way. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Bring on the Shogun. Hi, I was asleep, says Cavenator. Okay. You were asleep. Well, welcome. Looking for Exchanger again, although the benefits are not going to be amazing, given that it is high rank. Doesn't look like I'm gonna get it again. Oh no, just as I fucking said so. Let's see if I can get it. I might not. Might end up getting the two that I don't want. Oh no, Managed to get exchangeable. Thank you, game, for being so nice. So gracious of you. Okay. Where is Potato anyway? I don't even know. I don't keep up with that guy anymore. He's here half the time, but you wouldn't know. So... he's either always here or never here by the sounds of it. And leaning towards the always here. Huh. See what's happening in the... yeah, still not coming up as live, I regret to say, in the stream announcements. Not sure what's happening there. It says that I'm linked. He wouldn't have gotten the wrong Twitch channel. Admittedly, I sent him one of my VODs from Twitch, and he still asked me what my Twitch channel was, so he could have still gotten the wrong one, but I don't think so. I don't think that would have happened. That would have been strange. But anyway. Not sure what's happening there. Hopefully we can get it fixed. Oh god, we've got some melinks in this area. I'm going to be eating crab tonight. I'll be dining with crab. Because you can see I've got a knife and fork. It's a fucking big knife and fork. Imagine actually having knives and forks that large. I'm sure there are some people who eat so much food that that would be in order. They'd actually need a knife and fork to really be able to make headway through some of the meals that they eat. In a reasonable space of time, of course. Alright. I feel like I'm doing decent damage, even though these are very silly weapons. Yeah, 340 raw, that's not bad at all. Of course, we're not dealing with amazing raw. I mean, it's good, but not the best you can have if you're going raw only, but the point is that the damage that I'm dealing is good, as opposed to shit, which is what's important. That's what I'm looking for. I will break the claws as well, seeing as though we're doing this for materials, and seeing as though this thing's going to die pretty quickly anyway. Oh, there you go, that's great. That's broken, good to see. Yeah, and both claws are broken. That's the most important thing when it comes to breaking things on a sea amateur. Very good. He's not going to last long, even though this is hyper. Yeah, no way. Basically full G rank team here, even though I could technically be doing more damage. That wasn't a limp, but I think he was trying to leave. I believe. Oh, maybe it was a limp. Yeah, maybe he hadn't completed the limp animation like the initial limp, so it looked like he was running away normally, but actually he was running into a limp, but the limp didn't complete. If that made any sense, which it probably didn't. I want a cool cat, but I don't know how to train it, says Juvenator. Well, play as the cat. I don't know. Actually, please don't. Not with me, anyway. That would be the cherry on the shit cake if you started coming into these rooms with a prowler. I'd lose my mind, I think. My fragile stability would just crumble, and I would probably start screaming, but outside of that, I will never. Okay, well, thank you. If you wanted to see me cry on camera, then getting Juvenator to equip a Prowler might do it, but... if you wanted to see me bawl my eyes out, getting Cavenator to equip one would be a surefire way, but I wouldn't actually, of course. It's just a joke. But still, I'd be... you know... absolutely unimpressed. Let me know when you guys want me to leave to play with Cavenator, yeah. As soon as possible, please. As soon as possible. I'd equip Prowler, but mine does decent damage. Yeah, well. If it does decent damage, then I guess you have a free pass, but... Yeah, I don't know where Eclipse is. Eclipse isn't around, apparently. He's not around. Which is fine. It's just easier to get it working if I'm live at the time. Because we don't know if it works until I go live, right? So... That's why I'd very much like to get it done during this live stream. Not that it matters to any of you, it just matters to me. So, how are things going with your materials autonomic? Did I say autonomic twice? I've got no idea, because I forgot what I said initially. I suppose I may as well take this time to select my next weapons. Why not? There you go. It's about time. This is the weapon that I was talking about that is similar to Juvenator's weapon, but is a little better as a joke weapon because you can see more of the pizza. Because it doesn't have this ugly thing stamped across the top of it. So we're going to go with Charge Blade. It's about time we use a different weapon. Deluxe Piz Axe, there you go. Now that's a pizza, ladies and gentlemen. That's a fucking pizza. And that's why that was my choice of joke weapon. And I wasn't going to put two pizza switch axes, or charge blades I should say, in my roulette. Is that a Gargwa head? Yes it is. And welcome beans. Emperor Hoppers autonomic. Oh shit. I usually got my Emperor Hoppers in the Flooded Forest, but that doesn't exist in this game, so... Do you have slick axes, by any chance? I think you're given... Hey dear, my pizza does more damage. Is that right? Well, fuck me, right? Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure about that? Because it doesn't look like that to me. It is now because you've eaten. And I haven't eaten, you see. I'll fucking eat. How about that? I'll show you which axe does more damage, mister. But yeah, I'm not sure where to get Emperor Hoppers, actually. My pizza does more damage. You gotta be joking. What do you think this is? I'll show you which one does more damage. Uh-oh. Yeah, Bombardier. 307 versus 303. Now, you technically have 10 points of paralysis, but 10 points of paralysis is a bit sad, wouldn't you say? That's like 1 paralysis per hunt. And minutes into the hunt, most likely. But, you know. Are we going to have a food fight? It's turning into one. It is turning into one. Yeah, it is a food fight. Yeah, we were doing high rank Cyanidor, so that's been taken care of. If you have a lot of slick axes autonomic, this is what I was meaning to say before I got distracted by the pizza discussion. You should receive slick axes for free in this game, because Capcom decided that people who were playing Generations Ultimate needed to basically have their asses wiped for the first 300 to 500 hours of playing this game. So you have probably got a lot of slick axes, and using them on Emperor Hoppers, Flutterflies, etc. are definitely worthwhile. So don't worry about Emperor Hoppers, just use slick axes to get more. And they probably are found in the jungle, Vernon, I would say so. But we are doing this for carapace, I'm assuming, so if that's what's going on, that's all good. I'm ready to use my pizza as a weapon. He doesn't have one. Okay, if he doesn't even have one, then yeah, obviously you can't slick axe it. Someone hasn't been bug hunting. Shame I can't give you one. I mean, I'd give you all of them, really, if I could give you bugs, but I probably don't have many Emperor Hoppers myself, now that I think about it. I'm probably sitting on maybe 3. And just because I do the same thing, I got a lot of slick axes for free, so I just slick axe most of my rare bugs. So, that's the way I've done it. Oh, that's right. I wanted to go this way. Now, I said that I'd be attacking him with my pizza. Not really. I'll be starting off with attacking him with the pizza cutter, which I suppose would hurt. I mean, look at the thing. It probably wouldn't work so well as a blade. I mean, swinging it at someone, but I mean, it would hurt, but is it conducive to cutting a person? Probably. Well, yes, but not in the same way that a blade would be, like a single, simple blade. But the point is that, you know, you're not necessarily hitting him with a pizza. You start hitting him with the pizza in the future. It's like, you know, that's what the Italians do. They get their pizzas out and swing them at people. It's a joke. If you're Italian, don't be offended. They wouldn't be. They're not dumb, but, you know. Look at my pizza is charged up. It's ready for battle. And just as well, because it is a weapon designed to be used in battle. See, now I'm using my pizza as a weapon. It's even gonna... Why am I only just noticing this? There is a slice of pizza that's been cut out of this fucking pizza. And there's cheese coming out of it. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, that is classic Monster Hunter attention to detail. They actually have a piece of pizza that's just been pulled off and there's like cheese coming off it. I mean, that's great. That is a fucking pizza if I've ever seen one. And it's making me want some pizza. I don't think I'll get pizza today, but fuck me if I don't kind of feel like some pizza after that. My god. But yeah. I mean, this... Excuse me, I was not in the hitbox of that. Can we all just appreciate the fact that he completely missed me with that attack but still hit me because I was kind of standing near the legs? What the fuck was that? I'm not going crazy. I was not hit by the claws, and that's why I didn't evade, because he was going to miss me, and he did. But I still died. What kind of hitbox is that? Senator's hungry for some pizza. He's like, you're gonna flaunt this pizza before me? I will take it for my own. And he fucking took it. At the expense of my life. To which I would respond with, go fuck yourself, because that was a bullshit hitbox. That was absolutely not appropriate, and I'll review the tape. I can't now, because Twitch is actually designed by monkeys and you can't seek backwards through the live stream. But, you know, even YouTube can fucking do that, and YouTube barely knows what the fuck they're doing. If YouTube can do it, Twitch can fucking do it, but they're a bunch of dicks, apparently. Sometimes with Twitch and YouTube, it's a contest to see who can be the biggest dick, but aside from that fact, yeah. I can't really review what happened, but I'm pretty damn sure that that was not a legitimate death. Because he missed me. Hello, Gamoth wife. Who is this? I feel like this is someone who was tuning in before when I was talking about Guildmam wanting to marry Brachydios. I mean, this has to be a reference to that. If not, then that's an incredible coincidence, but I was just talking about the Guildmam wanting to marry Brachydios, so... I mean, it was like 30 minutes ago, but you know, that's enough time for someone to make a Twitch account. But yes, welcome, Gamoth wife. If there's one thing that I can say about Gamoth, he'll keep you warm. Sometimes that's all a woman needs. Sometimes. Not all the time. Some women need a whole lot more than that. A whole lot more. I'm surprised I didn't get hit by you, Cianator, even though I was totally outside of your hitbox, because that's what happened last time, and that wasn't good enough, was it? Fucking dickheaded crab. Coincidence? Well, there you go. Gamoth wife. I mean, you're the first person I've ever seen that has linked the concepts of monsters in Monster Hunter and marriage, ever, and it would happen that I was just talking about the guild mom wanting to marry a Brachydia, so that's pretty crazy. And Juvenator has unfortunately disconnected, likely needs to go to bed. Cavenator woke up just especially to witness this live stream. Juvenator unfortunately has to go back to bed, naughty boy. But that's the way things go. Yeah, he's left the hub. He abandoned and left the hub. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Oh! What can I say? I mean, that was inside the hitbox this time. I can't complain about it. If you ever wanted to see me solo a monster, this is the fucking time. Oops, that is not what I wanted to do. I didn't actually see what was going on there. But, there you fucking go. That's what I wanted to do. I wasn't looking for anything complicated. I just wanted to, you know, get my red shield going. Red shield. Red pizza. Red pizza is what's happening here today. Just trying to avoid this massive hitbox of his arms. Because it's hitting me for a lot of damage. Even though this is high rank. Even though this is high rank, he's hitting pretty hard, so... This is no time to be fucking around. He's probably going to catch up to me before I... Oh! Now he might get me on the... Soloing a Cianator is no fun. Come on. Oh, he's still going! This is what happens when you become hungry for pizza. Pizza does crazy things to people. Just look at America. Whoa! So funny, dude. Alright. Alright. Doing a lot of healing at the moment. This is G-Rank? Oh, you're not kidding, yeah. Now that I think about it, I did see that it was HR9 requirement, yeah. That's funny, I had actually witnessed that it was HR9 requirement, but didn't actually realise that we were doing G-Rank for some reason. Might have something to do with the fact that I'm a complete idiot today. Disclaimer. Not always, just today. Well, it's a pleasure to know that I've been practically soloing a G-Rank hyper fucking Cianator with a joke weapon. I mean, this is just a brilliant day today. I mean, Vernon's here. He's here to help me out, but only now. And I do not take pleasure in the fact that my death was basically a joke death. Although I suppose I can take pleasure in that. For the reason that it's the joke weapon roulette series. A joke death for a joke weapon in a joke series. So why not? Might as well aim for the claws here. Well, I would say that would be a good plan. I'm not going to go out of my way to aim for them. But if I'm being presented with the choice, presented with an opportunity which is easy to... No, don't fucking do that. Well, you can if you want. No, whatever. Actually, let's use AED because I'm about to run out of red shield. He's about to limp out. I'm surprised so much damage has been dealt to him. No, he's not limping. But he did want to leave. He just looked a little bit downtrodden, a little bit lugubrious. He's just sort of like, oh, I'm gonna leave. When I see a downtrodden monster, I expect a limp. That is not what happened. Alright. Yeah, come on. Getting hit by that attack, by the way, no fun. No, I'm surprised I didn't get killed in one shot this time, even though I was absolutely well outside the hitbox. Didn't help me last time now, did it? Logic didn't come to my aid in that hour of need. I'm not bitter. Not at all. Yeah, autonomic, this is a fucking dangerous hunt for you to be in, especially with one feint. So, I would carefully consider whether you want to be here or not. Because, again, one feint. So, this thing can probably one-shot you. No joke. A hyper G-rank Seanator with high rank defense is not a good time. Not a good time. Alright. Looks like Autonomic is happy to stay, but he's going to play it safe. He's here for moral support. Well. See, Seanator wants the pizza. He's here for the pizza. So, if anything, I guess that would technically keep Autonomic safe, but he's out. Which is the right thing to do. If it weren't a single feint at this point, I would not tell him to leave, because, you know, he's not unable to play the game. The point is that there's no margin for error when you've got high rank defense versus a hyper G rank monster, so especially when it's a monster like Seanator. Says the Seanator. In case you hadn't heard it already, I thought I'd do my own rendition. Oh, stop bouncing off the fucking shell. I don't even want to attack the shell. I'm just doing an opening attack so that I can start my combo. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't hit me, Seanator. Last time I was well outside your hitbox. It still fucking hit me, so... What's different today? What's different this time? Huh? Don't know, but I'll take what I can get. If you're going to spare me, then I'll take it. Now, let's get in a little closer. Oh, actually got my attack cancelled then. Uh-oh. What? No. Small Seanators can't spit poison. That's not possible. What? Are you sure? No, you must be... You must have ear prey in the same area. Unless you really did see a small Seanator spit poison, but I don't think that's something that they do. If it's something that they do, they must have received that ability in 4th gen, because it was not a thing. You've been poisoned by them? But did you see it come out of their mouths? Are you absolutely sure there are no ear prey here? Because ear prey do exist in this area. Are you sure you're... Are you sure you were poisoned? I didn't see a poison effect on your character. Are you sure you weren't dealing with bleed? Because bleed is going to turn your health red also. Well, maybe. No, poison doesn't turn your health red. I don't know. Okay. I will trust you then. I really just find that hard to believe, but I'll trust you. Kind of. Seanator's spitting poison. What? Okay. Does anyone else know about this? Has anyone else come across a fucking small Seanator spitting poison? What the fuck? Because the way I look at it is that if a small Cyanotor were able to do it, you'd think the large one would have a similar capability, but it doesn't. Full-size Shogun Cyanotor does not do that, so... What the hell? Are we going for a capture, Venom? Well, I'm going for a capture, I don't want to take a fucking chance. Oh, especially not with... Yeah, there you go. Do your little crab walk into the trap, that's very nice of you. Oh, goodness me. No word from Eclipse. No change in the bot status. Yeah, I see what's happened here. The bot hasn't updated since 11:45, which I believe... Well, wasn't I live by 11:45? Well, I don't know. All I can say is that maybe it's an issue with the bot not refreshing as often as it should be. Well, obviously it's that, because it hasn't refreshed since 11:45. So... I don't know. It is what it is. But I will say that I'm a little unimpressed that my first time live streaming while linked to Hunsterverse, I'm not even there. I'm not even in the bot, so, you know, I'm a little bit heartbroken by it, but not even listed as live by the bot, so, you know, I'm fairly unimpressed, as you can tell. Okay, so we're going to go and select our next weapon, which will hopefully not be a pizza or a dango. Shark Assault. Remember this? This is from Try, of course. What's our monster? Sure. I can do another Cyanotor, I can live with that. It's about the joke weapons, not about doing different monsters, so we can do repeated monsters, I don't mind. But indeed, the Shark Assault is a Try weapon. And it is a joke weapon. I mean, look at the fucking thing. It's ridiculous. This is a high rank quest, okay. Well, that works out well. Now, I think this might be the first time, which is strange, because if you think about it, this is the 6th recording for this series. I think this is the first time I've used the Shark Assault on camera in this game. I don't know why. It's taken me this long to actually get this in the roulette, but yeah, it's always been in it. But I don't think I ended up getting it. If I did get it, then I would have gotten it once. Exactly once, ever. But, yeah. Whatever. Hey, there's Exchanger and Unlucky Cat. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh no, I wouldn't get it, would I? No. Next time I do that shit, I'll eat a gourmet voucher. Well, you don't eat the voucher, do we? I will use a gourmet voucher. How about that? Maybe don't eat the voucher. It's like eating money. You can't eat money, Doomlink. Same shit with vouchers. You can't eat vouchers, Doomlink. Alright. I do have to say, though, big shark. Very big shark. And you never see it in this game, either. It was somewhat common in Try. It was an event weapon in Try. You could only get it during one of the event quests that would rotate in that game, but you'd still see it reasonably often because it was actually a pretty good water lance in that game. I don't know what your alternative to this was in Try for water lance. I guess it was Ludroth, but Ludroth didn't upgrade to a very high level. I mean, it was still high rank, but it wasn't as good as the Shark Lance, I don't think. I think the Shark Lance had better elemental damage, better sharpness, but lower raw, if I can remember correctly, so yeah. If I wanted a water lance in Try, I'd always go and equip this thing. I didn't really equip the Ludroth lance. And it was the same for a lot of people. So the Shark Lance, despite being a very ridiculous weapon, was actually kind of common in Try. That's just how it was. But you don't see it anymore. This is, it's really only in Try and Portable Third where you see people use it. You don't see people use it in Generations Ultimate. That's not a thing. It's definitely not a thing. I don't think I've seen one person use it, and that includes myself. I don't think I've even used this in a hunt before, because I don't use joke weapons in my own time. I would only use joke weapons during this series if I'm recording it, or in this series as I'm recording it. And well, what's your deal? What do you want? Did you just realise that it's high rank? Don't want to waste your time? Dick. Anyway. He didn't disconnect, he actually abandoned, and then he will manually leave the room. He must have realised that it was high rank. Whatever. It's not like the hunt would go for very long. So, if you're already here, you may as well bloody do it. That's what I have to say to that. He's HR9, shouldn't be so picky. Well, who knows, he might have left for some other reason, we can always give him the benefit of the doubt, but I would guess that he left on account of the fact that he realised that it was high rank. I would say that's the most likely scenario. It's always possible that something else happened, though. You never know. Oh, sadly, I'm in guild style, so I've got that disgusting guild style lance going on here. And it's not too bad, I can sort of live with it. I just prefer standard lance, to be honest. In other words, what is called striker lance in this game. I'm only being flinched all the time. It's okay, I'm only being flinched all the time. It could be all the time. Oh wait, it is all the time. I'm only joking, I'm not upset. I'm not bitter, I'm not deeply frustrated by the fact that I'm being flinched endlessly. Whoa. That is a shark lance right there, yeah. Can look into his stomach. Alright. Now, it is worth mentioning that water damage isn't all that good. In fact, I don't think it's good at all. But here I am with a shark lance. I feel a little better about it given that it is high rank, but still. I've felt better. It's not a great day. That was really funny. It looked like there was a twinkle in his eye. When you sharpen the shark lance, his eye twinkles. I mean, probably not. It's probably not quite on the eye, but it looked like it. Briefly. God, that was fast. What the? Oh, it's a standard Centaur, not hyper. Okay. Okay. Well, I definitely feel better about that. What are the stats of this lance? So it's purple sharpness with sharpness +1, 290 raw, 31 water. Not very good, is it? It does have 25% affinity innately, which I guess they were trying to use to make up for the fact that the stats kind of sucked, but I don't think the affinity makes up for it. It's a pretty shit weapon in this game. Is this the only game where the Shark Lance actually gets a G rank upgrade? I don't think it got a G rank upgrade in Try. Excuse me. I don't think it got a G rank upgrade in 3 Ultimate. Obviously it didn't in Try because that was a high rank game, but I think the Shark Lance also existed in 3 Ultimate, but I think it was one of the 3 Ultimate weapons that suffered the fate of not being given a G rank upgrade. No, it's fine, Autonomic. I was only throwing a tantrum. And I wasn't being flinched all the time. That was the irony of the situation. By the time I was sitting there going, I'm only being flinched all the time, I was actually not being flinched, which means that it was not happening all the time. Anyway. By all rights, you should get 4 legs every single Centaur hunt. I mean, why would you not get 4? If you get 5, there's questions to be asked. It's like, okay, one of these legs is not a leg. It's something else, and I probably don't want to know what it is. But I should only get 4 legs and no more, and no less. Because he's got 4 fucking legs. I mean, what happens? I guess you could say that you have to share the legs with your teammates, but still, if you're soloing and you only get 2 legs, it's like, well, what about the other 2? What's wrong with them? Can I take them, please? Or am I not allowed? Anyway. Next weapon. What have we got? Hey, Scarlet Parasol. This is an example of a weapon that's actually pretty good. It's not amazing, especially given the fact that this armor set does not actually have focus. But in spite of that fact, it's a pretty decent weapon, and you'll see that the damage output with this armor set is pretty high. So, I'm not too against it. Scarlet Parasol, there you go. So, my end damage value is 365 with this thing, which is really not too bad at all. Got all your carapaces? That's good to hear. I'm happy to hear that. Congalala now. Does he need? Oh, does he need sharp claws or something like that? What does he need? Oh right, you're doing a jungle quest so that he can get Emperor Hoppers, I see. You can get Stygian worms out. Oh, of course you'd be able to get Stygian worms outside of a Stygian quest because Stygians are not in the game. Thanks, Doomlink. You dick. Alright. Here we go again with Exchanger and Unlucky Cat, but you know what? Oh, I hope that was... Oh, it must have been Gourmet that was eaten, because it didn't let me eat a Gourmet voucher. If a regular voucher has been eaten, they should still let me eat a Gourmet. So, thank you for eating the Gourmet voucher, whoever did that, because I was given a guaranteed Exchanger. Except... Is this G rank? Oh, this must be a G rank quest, yeah? Yes, it is. Hello, person. Are you the same guy? No, you're not the same guy. You've got different characters in your name. Not that I can read them, but I can recognize whether or not they're the same. Thanks to my exposure to Japanese. Oh. Fungastronomy is our client? What the fuck? Maybe it's a fungastronome or whatever the hell, I don't know. I'm gonna not try to read it, it's ridiculous. Whoop. This is the 3rd time this recording that I've had to recover from Unlucky Cat. And only 2 of those 3 times have I actually had Exchanger to show for it. Congalala starts over this way. To the east. Now the cool thing about the Scarlet Parasol is that it doesn't stay furled. It will unfurl, as you're about to see. On charge 2. If you wanted to see Greatsword without focus, that's what's happening. No focus today. And you can see the range of this greatsword is pathetic. Pathetic is the word that I would use. But it's pretty cool looking, you have to admit. Well, maybe not cool, but it's quaint, we'll say. Should be able to get my charge out without being bounced off. In terms of damage dealt to him, I don't think he resists damage. I think he just hardens himself when he does that. Oh, that was a good flinch. I held the charge for a little longer there because he was hardened. Can you stop farting? I get that you're a monkey, but can you maybe stop? It's disgusting and it's fucking unsanitary. Have some bloody manners. And I take absolutely no pleasure in destroying your haircut every fucking month, but quite frankly, if you're going to be farting the whole time, then I don't mind destroying your haircut. Because that's the head break. It's destroying his haircut. That's what's hilarious about this monster. You don't destroy his head or his face or anything, you destroy his haircut. All that time spent preparing has gone to waste because we've destroyed it anyway. It's like we've taken this thing that is carefully greased and we've gone and ruffled it. That's what it looks like. It's pretty funny. Because that's not a horn on his head, that's just his hair. Why it looks like that, I don't know. Maybe if they've got hair wax, hair grease in the monkey world. They're smarter than they look. Fashion is important to a monkey. Fashion is important to a monkey. Could do like a nature documentary about Congalala and the fact that he has to spend hours on his hair every morning. He does. You just don't get to see him in that moment of vulnerability. You know, for instance, if some... let's imagine you've got some... I don't know, Japanese Yakuza type, and he's got quite elaborate hair. He's not gonna show people his morning routine. Like, he's not going to be like, hey, I'm going to let you all see me mess with my hair for 30 minutes. Because it's very girly, it's a very... it's not a masculine thing to do, so he would do it in private. Same thing with this reddish pink monkey. He's not going to be putting that on display. So, oh, there you go. Sorry, Chinese guy, but... this monkey's getting his revenge. What do you mean by that, Doomling? Just ignore me. Don't overthink it. But, anyway. Yeah, let's hope that Autonomic's doing well. Oh, now that I think about it, it's just me and the Chinese guy, actually. He's probably quite miffed about this situation. I'm somewhat... I got used to it. After the experience with the Senator, I'm doing alright, but... oh, fuck. You know what? That's it. I'm healing, and that... Bullfango is going to die if it isn't already, and I don't think it has died, no. You're out of here. You're off the island. Alright. The Congalala has left the vicinity. Hey, that's great to hear, Autonomic, so you can just slick axe whatever you need after this point. And don't worry about wasting them, because if you've still got the default number that you received when you first started, assuming that you've gone through all of your DLC rewards, if that's how they can be referred to. Basically, you've got a lot of DLC rewards that Capcom gives you, and if you've gone through all of them, you'll have a lot of slick axes, and you will not have to worry about running out of them. Because I've still got slick axes left, and I have not been sparing in their use, or in their usage, so I would recommend just slick axing whatever you need to slick axe, unless it's a really easy bug to get. But I wouldn't describe Emperor Hoppers in that way. That's not how they were in 3rd gen anyway. Specifically 3 Ultimate. Okay, well, he's always got food on hand, at least. If he gets hungry, he's got food. He fucking ate that mushroom quickly. Took one big bite and that mushroom was gone. It's because he was flinched, obviously, but the point is that... where did the mushroom go? That's the crux of the issue here. Oh. I will use a Risen Phoenix, because... actually, I can use a Whetstone without it. The fact that I have a Risen Phoenix means that I basically don't... Who the fuck is the guy... This dick is using pellet. This actual clown is using pellet. I can't believe what I'm seeing. He's hunting with a group and he's using pellet. Now he's lucky that Autonomic is using longsword, I'm using greatsword, and Vernon is going aerial sword and shield, but I was trying to fucking sharpen and this guy is pelleting the monster. Now that's a situation where I don't really want to be. Flinched, isn't it? Wouldn't you say? But no, this guy's got his pellet gun out. What a dick. Where did he go? Let's find out. Maybe don't drink the fucking hot drink. I did make the button presses to actually go to the Psychoserum, and yet, no. Didn't happen. Not today. I don't think I'll be live for much longer. I think we'll do about a 2.5 hour recording today. Hopefully we can get the Hunsterverse thing sorted out before this comes to an end. I don't really want to drag on this recording for the benefit of fixing that issue. But, yeah, if I can get this fixed this time around, then I'll be a happy camper. But I will check to see what's going on after this hunt. I'm not going to check during the hunt. Oh, I smell a capture. Yeah, that is a Kongolana stuck in the ground, with his ass sticking up out of the ground and in the air. He's taken the modest route. His tail is somewhat covering his privates. He tried to stop me with pellet. Well, fuck that guy. He's lucky he's not removed for even pelleting at all. You know, if this Hunsterverse stream bot updates this infrequently normally, the thing's fucking useless. Like, it's actually fucking useless. I'm just going to assume that this is what one would call an abnormal circumstance. Because if this is typical, then the bot is fucking useless. Actually useless. Once per hour would be too infrequent. I've been live for 2 hours and it still hasn't updated, so something must be wrong with the bot. That's alright. I understand. These things don't always go perfectly. Alright. Going to select my next weapon. And I might make this my last hunt. Hey! That's a good joke weapon to use for my last hunt. It is the Filth Abolisher. Now what I will do is I will equip it. I will try to get Exchanger, and then I'll get ready to depart on the quest, and then I will go to the bathroom. Just prevents me from stopping you guys from departing if you need to go. As soon as possible. Which our pellet gunning friend might need to go ASAP. Given the nature of this community. I mean, he's lucky he's still in the room, honestly, but I'll give him a pass, and I'll tell you why. It's because he might have run out of all other shot types and only had pellet left. He might not have been counting on the fact that we were going to be two-manning the fucking thing. So, he gets a pass on that front, but if he opens with pellet for this next hunt, he's out of the, he's off the island, this guy. Like, there's no fucking way. No way in hell. The hype is royal. Yeah. Ice damage versus a Ludroth. I can't wait. But I've got a broom. Can't be all that effective now, can it? It just wouldn't be. It wouldn't be realistic if I were effective with a big fucking broom. So let's take the realistic route. I'll be back in a moment. And after all that, we still haven't even departed. Rightio. Just in time, right? Let's go. Admittedly, he was upgrading things, so I'm not going to put the pressure on him. Put his feet to the fire. Alright, so Ludroth's stance behind the waterfall. That's how he has always started in Portable Third and 3 Ultimate. Are you fucking me? Well, they changed it in this game, obviously. Remember I said 3 Ultimate and Portable Third, not Generations Ultimate. I'm playing Generations Ultimate. So he starts towards the north, no doubt. What the fuck? That's confusing. Whatever. It's because there's more water over this way. That's why they figured that it would be appropriate that he starts here. But still, a little confusing. For a 3rd gen player like myself. Well, I consider myself to be 2nd gen first and foremost, but I do play a lot of 3rd gen. Oh fuck. Of course, I'll have to get my colours normally, first time around, and then I get to have... Actually, I do not have, how about that? I don't have the... What's it called again? I always forget what it's called. The Insect Glaive Hunter art that allows you to just get your colours automatically. I do not have that, so... Unfortunately, I will have to get my colours manually each time. So there you go. Oh, fucking hell. I believe that was a Portable Third change where they increased the range of that big slam attack that he has. Back in Try, I believe it was literally just, you know, you'd either get hit by the main or the claws, and that was it. There was no additional hitbox. Okay. I'll sharpen up, seeing as though we just dropped down. Oh, I thought that was a mount. Am I going crazy? I thought there was a mount. Well, I must be going crazy, that's alright. I can live with that. I'm already running out of my colours? Holy shit. I really am spoiled by that hunter art. Okay. What's he doing? Fuck this fucking gunner, he can fuck off that piece of fucking shit, says Vernon. He's not happy. Something's been done by this gunner. What's he been doing? What's he up to? Were you flinched out of your mount by him? Is he actually shooting cluster shot? This guy's a fucking clown. I need to stop saying clown. But this guy's an idiot. I'm just gonna hit him. Make it very fucking clear that he's fucking with the team. You know what this means? It means stop shooting cluster, dickhead. That's what it means. Sorry I can't speak Chinese. Maybe you can speak logic. Can you speak logic? Were you born with that? Or were you born without? Are you deprived? He's still shooting cluster. He doesn't... You know what? I think he knows, but he doesn't give a shit. That's what I think. Like, why do you think I'd attack you, mate? Why do you think? Stop fucking up the team. Just stop doing it. Absolute idiot. Anyway. Not everyone is born with common sense, I think you'll find. You were flinched out of your mount. What a fucking idiot. So he's using pellet shot and cluster shot with a small monster, I might add. Don't know if he's done pellet this hunt, but still. Totally unnecessary. I mean, you wouldn't use cluster shot against this monster anyway, because cluster shot's only good with large monsters. Unless you can consistently get the explosions to rain down on the monster by shooting towards the top of the monster, which this guy is not fucking doing. So, he's messing up the team for no real damage benefit. He's actually got fire shot there. He's got fire shot and chooses to shoot classed and fuck up the team in the meantime. He's an idiot, is what he is. Fucking fool. Oh well. Sometimes you come across people like that, don't you? And there's not much you can do. Except remove them from the room, but... okay, we'll do one more hunt after this instead. Instead of having this be the last hunt, we'll do one more hunt, because I'd like to kick that guy, and have the satisfaction of continuing without him. Because he's an idiot, who deserves to be removed. And... I don't even know why he's still here, to be completely honest. I should have removed him in the first instance. But I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Turns out that he wasn't deserving of my leniency. He is in fact a complete and fucking utter idiot. A complete and utter fucking idiot. There you go. Speak English, Doomling. This guy can't, so you can try. Okay. I don't think Ludroth is going to last too much longer. I might be using ice, but still. I am dealing raw damage in spite of it all. I do enjoy the fact that my head is glowing. My whole body is glowing, but you see, I'm using a black outfit, so you don't really see it quite so well, but my head is yellow, so it looks especially golden. Oh dear. See if the streaming bot has updated. Has not. Has not. What the fuck? Well, I'll make a note of how long I was live for. And I'll just say, hey, guess what? No notification. No notification. I'm a little bothered by the fact that that is a flat surface, like a perfectly flat surface. Although I suppose, graphically speaking, that's the easiest thing to draw, but... it's like a solid flat surface as opposed to the end of a broom. Oh well. I guess my expectations of modern graphics, and by modern I mean, you know, 2017 graphics, because that's when this game came out, those expectations must be too high. Sorry. I'll try to expect less. Okay. So, guess who's out? Guess who's off the island, motherfucker. Get out of here. Stupid dickhead. Alright, so... we are going to spin one more time. The Foolhardy Stone Fist. Now this is a weapon that I haven't used very much either. Between the Foolhardy Stone Fist and the Shark Lance, I don't think I've really used them on camera very much at all. I don't know why, they just haven't happened to appear in the roulette. So the Foolhardy Stone Fist is alright in terms of how it performs, but it's not something I would voluntarily use outside of this series. It's a fist, yeah. Now, is that a joke weapon? I'd say so. The weapon is a joke, it's not good. Like, it's not a good weapon at all. This isn't the same guy, is it? No. I think this is the guy I left before. It is, it's the guy I fucking left before. Isn't it? Or is this a different guy? I can't refer to the characters anymore, so I've got no idea. It is the same guy? Yeah, okay, well... it looked about right. The guy who abandoned. Well... why would he come back? I don't know. Nowhere else to go? Why did he leave in the first place? Because, again, he didn't disconnect, he abandoned, then left. So, why is he back? Why did he leave in the first place? I don't know. I don't get this guy. Anyway, I'm doing Azaros apparently. Oh dear. But yeah, I don't really understand this guy, to be completely honest. A bit weird to me. It's a bit dark in the webcam, isn't it? Is the chroma key alright? Let's have a look. No, it's not. The chroma key is not alright at all. So I'll amend that. Ugh. Sorry for the sounds of my boom stand being moved around. It's not always pretty when you have to do things like that. If pretty can refer to sound, which it can. I think I had a discussion about that about a year ago. I think I was playing this game as well. But, anyway. If you take too long, Autonomic, this guy's gonna leave again. And I wouldn't really fucking care. He's lucky he hasn't been removed. Why do I give these people the benefit of the doubt? I don't know. This community doesn't deserve it. They really don't. You can't give them the benefit of the doubt because the most likely scenario is that they are actually dumb, or actually incompetent, or all of the above. So, I don't know. All I can say is that at least we're doing G rank, so I guess he wants to do it. I'm going to punch this guy with a stone fist, and by this guy I don't mean the Chinese guy, I mean the Azaros. Look at that beautiful negative crit. What is my... negative 20. Just checking my affinity. Heavy damage here, but this is not the sort of weapon that I typically use. That's a KO, which was pretty good. Trying desperately not to be flinched by this longsword extraordinaire over here. Referring to the Chinese guy, not referring to Autonomic. Thank you for presenting the head. Yeah. This bastard's not going to last long at all. Oh dear. Oh dear. Azaros. Sorry, Autonomic. 'Tis my territory over here. How's this thing not fucking dead? Serious question. Serious question. What is my end damage value? 425, wow. This hammer with this set is not fucking around. 425 damage, I mean I have negative 20 affinity, but in my opinion, 425 damage with white sharpness and only negative 20? That's pretty good damage, holy shit. I'll take it. I don't feel so bad about this weapon now. With this armor set, it's pretty fucking good. Deals some serious damage. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with that, huh? Quite happy with it. Nice work, team. Nice work. Alright, well, I was somewhat excited to do this live stream just to see how everything was going with the Hunsterverse situation, but it seems that despite the fact that I'm linked to the bot either doesn't update frequently enough or there is a problem with the bot, so I was not displayed as live on Hunsterverse. So that was a bit of a letdown, but that's alright. Because I'm just going to guess that that is an atypical scenario. Yeah, that was a good lockdown hunt, definitely. Without a doubt. It is just an Arzeros, but still fun, I suppose, at the end of the day. Alright, well, I think that's going to conclude my recording. We had a pretty good run, and I did that extra hunt just so that I could have the satisfaction of kicking that guy and continuing to do another hunt. And, yeah, that's probably going to be the last Joke Weapon Roulette recording for a while. But it's good to do it every now and again, because it's a little different to what I usually do. But I do thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time I'm recording Monster Hunter, or anything else of mine that you'd like to see in the future. And hopefully next time I'm live, we'll have Hunsterverse a little better organised than it has been today. But regardless, I'll see you all next time, and I bid you all farewell. Bye bye.